Hey guys, welcome to a new season of in-game live wagering. I'm Carmine Bianco of wagertalk.com. With me is Nick Borrman, also of wagertalk.com. We're going to try to do a show every week, Saturdays and Sundays, one of those days. Usually a featured game. The EPL obviously kicks off, so we're doing the Liverpool Leeds United game. Nick, welcome.
What's up, Carm? Soccer's back, baby.
Soccer is back. We're both looking good to start the day. Anyways, I got up early and watched the Arsenal Fulham game. We talked about that game on our Stoppage Time Thursday show, and I had no problem laying a goal with Arsenal. This is, I think, the culture of this team has changed, and they showed it today. I understand it's only Fulham. So no disrespect to Fulham fans, but I think Fulham is a one-and-done team this year in the EPL. But they did what they had to do. Gabriel gets a goal in his first game for Liverpool, Lacazette and Aubameyang. So a good start for all of them. And you're off to a pretty good start as well, too.
Yeah, I have. I didn't play anything in the Premier League today. I just didn't like any of the games. I mean, I liked Arsenal. We talked about it in that preview, as you said. I didn't pull the trigger. And I didn't get to watch the game, actually, this morning. So I was reading about it, and it looks like Willian got 3 assists right off the bat, and really they look pretty fluid all the way through. So good for them. They're definitely going to be an improved side. But, yeah, I have going right now is Montpellier in France, which is up 3-0 over Nice. So good start to the day for me as well.
Yeah, that's great. Nick, I'm going to get you to shift your camera a little bit to the right again, if you can.
Not the right?
Yeah, if you can see yourself on YouTube, you'll see you're off to the back a little bit, and everyone's getting to see your wonderful, beautiful wife there. So I'm not sure if it's maybe my software is just kind of clicking back and forth and stuff. So for anyone who is watching, Robert S., welcome. You guys, as you're logging in, what we're going to do is this game starts in about 5 minutes time. As you know, we're watching this live, but obviously you're hearing our comments on this about 30 or 40-second delay. So, if we announce a goal, but you've already seen it a couple of seconds earlier, we've seen it in real time. The odds that we're stating are in real time. And we've got a bunch of bets we've already placed on this game that you can find on our screen at Wager Talk. I'm just going to run through a few of them. Some of them are the typical Carmine Bianco specials, but Nick did like both teams to score in this game, so I went with over 2.5 and yes for both teams to score. Liverpool team total over 2.5. At even money. A lot of pluses on the board. Liverpool to score a penalty. That's one of the ones I like to always put in along with the own goal. Robert Firmino, a guy who didn't score a lot of goals at home last year. I think he finally scored one in his final game at home last season, but plus 110. We'll look for him to get off to a better start. And a couple exact scores. Liverpool 3-0, Liverpool 3-1. Obviously, we could only win one of those two, but if Liverpool is up by 3 in the second half, we'll probably get a good offer on that, right, Nick?
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, that's the whole point of the live betting show, right? You have your pre-game position, and then your opinion either strengthens or changes as the game goes on based on what you thought was going to happen versus what is actually happening. We talked before the game. We obviously always do before we go on the live betting show of what our positions are. And Carm kind of talked me into the Liverpool. I was more on the Leeds side on this one pregame. And I think Leeds, of the promoted teams, I would probably think most people would agree that they are going to be the one that's the better of the three, and the most likely to stay up. That being said, I mean, there's still a long ways from the class of Liverpool. Liverpool, to me, this year, I think they can only go one way, and that's backwards. To repeat what they did last year is going to be damn near impossible. If you look at a lot of their underlying metric numbers, they were not nearly as good as their record indicated. Not saying they were bad by any means. It's still going to be between them and City. But it should be a lot closer like the year prior was. And actually, expected goal numbers and a lot of those numbers actually favored City last year. They just got unlucky in a lot of games while Liverpool won a ton of one-goal games. But, that's being able to close out close games is part of the game. And, just because the numbers, expected goals don't necessarily agree with it, it's a different animal there. If you can get a lead, hang on to a lead and close out a game, I mean, that's a whole nother animal. Liverpool is obviously very good at that. But again, I think they can only go backwards. I think it's going to be very, very tough to beat. You actually brought up something very, very smart you said to me yesterday, Carm, was we think, all of the top 6 teams are much improved this year. We obviously know what Chelsea did. Arsenal looked much better after Arteta came on board and obviously got off to a good start this morning. Tottenham with Mourinho finally with an offseason ahead of them and now hopefully with a full healthy roster. Everybody should be better. So maybe more of these top teams take points off each other, right? So it's going to be hard to really separate from the pack as much this year.
Yeah. And that's the thing is I think we're going to see a real battle for those, between those top 6, let's say, for those spots. And, if we sort of concede, and we probably really shouldn't, but if we concede the top 2 spots to Liverpool and Man City, that creates one hell of a battle for those 3rd and 4th Champions League spots between Man United, Chelsea, Tottenham, Arsenal, and even teams like Everton that might look good, or a team like Wolves that look good. So it'll be interesting. Guys who are just tuning in, obviously hit that like button. This is what I'm going to do as far as contests. I'm going to make it as easy as possible for you guys. Predict the final score of this game. Okay? It doesn't matter if someone has predicted the exact same score as you. At the end of the month, we're going to do about 4 shows a month. At the end of the month, I will take all the people who had correct scores of the games, and I will draw one of those names, and that person will win the EPL team of their choice jersey. So I'll even get a name and number on it if you want. So pick the final score of today's game. We'll give you till about 10 minutes into the game to do this because a lot of people are going to be tuning in late. But pick the winner. 4-1 Liverpool, 2-0 Leeds, whatever it is. I'll scroll through those later on to see who got them right. And at the end of the month or 4 shows, I'll pick a winner, announce it on Twitter and on our next month's show. And that person will get an EPL jersey of their choice. So Jay Thacker, you're in there. IB Galaxy, you're in there, guys. Best of luck. And Leeds going with a 4-1-4 rotation, and we're underway. We're about a minute and a half into the game, so we'll look at bets throughout this, and I'll keep an eye on everything. And Nick will, of course, give us some value plays as he finds them.
I like Salah's haircut. He looks faster. He's got less hair. He looks more aerodynamic this year.
Yeah. He does. It's a little weird this year, this dynamic of no fans in the stands. And I have to believe at some point we're going to start to see them, maybe something similar to what they're almost a chance there for Firmino. Something similar to what we're seeing in the NFL where they're going to allow, maybe 1/8 of what fits in the stadium, 10,000 in an 80,000 seat stadium and stuff. So hopefully we see something like that. Oleg, welcome. Oathkeeper, welcome. Wayne, Rob, you guys are all in. Best of luck on this contest as well too. The one thing I mentioned to Nick when we were talking about this Leeds game and why I was obviously leaning to Liverpool other than the fact that they're a very good team is Leeds aren't your typical, we're going to sit back and absorb pressure and hope to score a goal. They're much different as far as this goes. Nick, I'm seeing my odds have just disappeared off the screen here. So 3 minutes in, we might have some action here.
Penalty. We got a penalty already for Liverpool.
Is it a penalty?
He's pointing. I think. Well, yeah, it was a shot. It looked like it hit his arm. I think
it's hit his arm.
Yeah.
Well, look at that, Nick. I've got Liverpool to score a penalty. This could be fantastic, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be great.
Oh, it's my favorite official, Michael Oliver. Look at this.
He knew we were doing the show.
Wait. Oh, yeah, and There's a new rule in the EPL as far as penalties go. You look at it; it's an imaginary line that goes halfway up your arm for a penalty. So they're looking at if a penalty hits the upper part of the arm, they may not call that a penalty. So upper part of the arm is a penalty, or lower part of the arm.
It's tougher because it's more subjective, but it is like if it hits you in the very closely right below the shoulder, it's kind of hard to argue it's a penalty.
And it's it's 1-0 Liverpool, and I'm now finally seeing the Mo Salah hairdo. I really dig this one. It's a much cleaner look for him.
Yeah, he looks.
And Liverpool on the score sheet 1-0. So
well, it's a good fast start for us. So, we like goals.
Justin, you're in 5-0. I love the the vigor there. I kind of like these scores like IB Galaxy has 3-1 Liverpool, Robert 3-1 Liverpool, and the reason is we have both teams to score in over 2.5. So as I stated, anyone who has the correct score, your name will get written down for show number 1, and after show number 4. I will draw a name out. It'll be a live draw on Twitter, and you'll DM me the team and name number of your choice, and I will get you that jersey and ship it out to you. So best of luck, boys. All right, Nick, we're off to a good start. We've already cashed a wager.
Yeah, the penalty wager?
Yeah.
What a way to start.
The penalty wager paid plus 333. So Liverpool to score a penalty at plus 333 odds is a winner. So I'm loving that. We're off to a good start. So
then let's hope Leeds' goal is an own goal.
That would work even better. So I'm gonna, Nick, while you talk, I'm gonna tweet out that we've already got our first winner of the game on this one.
All right, sounds good. Leeds is a team to me that, if you look at how they performed last year, you already commented on the fact that they are more of a aggressive team. At least we think they're going to be more of an aggressive team for a team that's expected to, be fighting against relegation. Although I do think they'll be better than those teams at the bottom. But if you look at their numbers last year in the championship, they even though they finished, it took a while. It took until the last few games for them to finally lock up their spot. They were really head and shoulders above the rest of the league. And I think that's going to carry over for them coming up to the Premier League. That's why I think they'll be a good team, probably in that 13, 14, 15 neighborhood. I'd be surprised if they're higher than that, but, safely from the relegation battle down at the bottom. But I think they're going to be an exciting team. I think they're going to hopefully provide some good betting value, at least early on in the season. Because, generally what you see a lot of times in the beginning of the season is the teams that are promoted are undervalued, as, a lot of public bettors just look at the team. It's like, oh, this team was in the lower division next year. They're probably not going to be any good. They're going to lose against pretty much everybody that's in the upper division. So the lines kind of get adjusted or inflated, rather, I guess, without really making total sense. So I like to look at a lot of the promoted sides early in the season. Fulham was not a team I was looking at this morning, of course. That Arsenal was the play to make there. But Leeds is a team I think will do well. And again, I liked them pregame here. Of course, I'm glad, Carm, you talked me out of them. It's only 1-0 and it's early, obviously. But I think they're going to be a team that's going to be better than people are expecting this year. So I think we'll be, or at least in the first, 5 weeks, 10 weeks, they'll be a team I'll look to right away. When the numbers come out for the following week, that'll be one of the first teams I'll look at. Who are they playing? What's their number? And, it doesn't mean I'm going to take them, but it's definitely one I want to look at right away.
Yeah. To explain to the guys in the chat, especially just one guy, Oathkeeper, you choose the final score of this game. If you get it right, your name is put down on a list. At the end of 4 shows, 4 a month, 4 shows, all the winners will go into a hat. I will choose one name, and that person will win a jersey. I'm not just giving away jerseys because someone is saying pick me in the chat. Come on, guys. This is my money. So let's be smart here. Tune into the shows. Pick your scores. We're here every weekend, and you get a chance to win something.
Leeds did just get it in the net. They were offside though, but they did just they got a little scramble in there. They had a little activity.
Yeah, I saw those odds disappear for a quick sec while I was trying to explain to.
And it's only because the guy fell and didn't get up fast enough. Otherwise, they had a real chance there.
Anyways, okay. So, wow, the live in-game odds on this game are Liverpool's minus 1,500. The draw is plus 900. The those are the double chance odds. You'll have to excuse me. I thought that was a little weird. Minus 1,500 seemed like Liverpool's minus 1,800. Draws plus 1,100. Leeds is plus 2,800. As far as totals right now, Nick, what are we seeing?
I'm pulling up mine right now. Give me 1 second.
All right, I see it now. Sorry, I was all over the place here. Minus 3.5 or 3.5 is the total. Minus 150 on the over. So that match total obviously has gone up. The under's plus 120. The over 2.5 is minus 500. I do have a play up at Wager Talk for this game. I did take the over 3 on the game. So I'm happy with the way that's going so far, and we'll just continue on.
Both keeper wants your jersey.
Yeah, no, I'm not giving away. Gave away jerseys last season. This year, one jersey every 4 shows because it is an EPL jersey. It's and that's just the way it is. There's rules to this show. If you can follow the rules, then that's great. If you can't, I can't help you out. I think I do enough as it is not to have to just give away jerseys for any reason. So, Oathkeeper, if you're spamming our chat, we're just going to ban you from the channel. I'm just going to explain that to you. I'd rather get info to the guys that really want to watch it. One Time Sports, welcome to the game. Brian Rowe as well too. That block button's going to be hit pretty soon for him. By myself or one of our admin guys.
So what do you think about the Premier League schedule right now? Instead of having all the games on it, a big 10 o'clock a.m. run, they're kind of like La Liga. One game, then another game.
Nick, just going to make you happy here. Leeds are on the board.
I'm right behind you. Oh, baby, that was a sweet strike.
So
all right, over's looking good. Both teams to score looking good.
Yeah, he really made some space there. That's a nice goal. So we've got 2 on the board, boys. The equalizer, yeah, Jay, equalizer, baby. Justin Oleg, 1-1. Game on. I'm enjoying this right now. So I really like Nick's idea of both teams to score and over 2.5. So, I think those are looking pretty good right now. Obviously, the Liverpool 3-0 score line, that bet is dead, but the 3-1 still does have a chance. Firmino still has a chance. And we're going to get some good possibilities here as far as other games that we can score. So both teams to score and over 2.5. Which is plus 110, is likely a cashable bet at this point. Now it's going to hit.
The good thing is if you like Liverpool too, this brings their side back into it a little bit more. Let's see. So now they're down to minus 450.
Yeah.
Or on the spread or Asian line, looks like they are. Well, that's from.
Yeah. The total is 4.5 right now, minus 150 on the over. And as I was saying, I think before we were getting spammed a bit, but I hit the block button, so I'm not sure if anybody's seeing it anymore, but I've blocked him. It was that, Leeds, as Nick, I think, when we discussed it, I said Leeds aren't going to sit back. They like to play the same type of style that Liverpool plays, pressing high, trying to create turnovers, attacking.
Here they go on a break.
And
they just passed it out in front, man.
And this is why I agree with your point that of the three teams that of the three teams that were promoted, they're the most likely to get wins, to secure points, and probably be safe this year. So I'm with you on that one.
Yeah, I think they'll be a fun team in the Premier League this year. I'm excited. I was excited about Villa last year, and they kind of underwhelmed and were lucky to stay up. But I think Leeds will do a better job this year. So I'm looking forward to watching them as they go.
West Coast, welcome. West Coast has the halftime draw, full-time Liverpool. That would pay pretty damn good, I think. That's one of those ones that Kevin Dolan likes to do the halftime draws and full-time for a team. So.
What do you think of the Premier League schedule this year, Carm? Well, so far, I don't know if they'll continue it, but one game at a time.
I like the idea. If you're someone who likes to just sit down and watch a bunch of games, then it's great. If anyone's wondering why they're doing the schedule this way, a 7:30 game, 10:30 game, 12:30, and then a 3 p.m. all Eastern times, excuse me, is for the sheer fact that like these games are on Prime Video on Amazon. You can watch the games live, but because there aren't fans allowed into the stadium, they've got to, and they're going to be making a lot of all of these games, I think, available in the UK on TV, which they normally aren't. You can watch these games live, and they're spacing them out to fill them, and some of the games are on BBC. I'm not sure what game is the BBC game this weekend. I think it's the Tottenham game. I could be wrong, but I like the idea of it. So it's good. I also kind of miss the 7 games at 10 o'clock, and we're watching those updates, and they're all coming in. So, but the action is spread. My odds are off the board again, Nick.
Live. Oh, no way. There's got to be an offside there. As a goal, Liverpool, but that's got to be offside.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Talk about offside.
And I'm like, wait, why did they even let that play continue?
Yeah, the flag is up.
He's a mile outside. I don't even know why they let that play continue as long as they did.
Even myself, with I'm not wearing my glasses. With my eyesight, I could see that was offside. So, so yeah, it's what's Rob say? Watching this game on TV somehow get the feeling my 30-1 pick. You have 3-1, but at the rate Liverpool's going, 30-1. Those odds would be astronomical. But yeah, that's we're seeing it in baseball, Nick. I see scores and I see like 29-3.
Mets had 18 yesterday, I think. I saw.
Milwaukee had 19 the other day.
Yeah.
There aren't really other scores that we can sort of live wager on. Nick, you've got Montpellier, and they're comfortably ahead 3-1. So that's
final yet? No, not yet. It's in the second stoppage time.
The first La Liga game of the season is over. Eibar and Celta Vigo played to a 0-0 draw, and
so fitting for La Liga to start with a 0-0 draw.
And a red card. And the Borrman favorite team in La Liga, Granada, are scoreless through 15 with Atletico Bilbao.
I took Granada today, plus 180 on the 3-way line. So hoping I got greedy. I could have just taken them on the 2-way pick'em line, but I was like, you know what? I like this number. At home, they're so good. We talked about it a million times last year, right? I love them at home. So hopefully to cash a big, nice one.
So some of the guys tuning in, I'm not sure if Justin and Jay and West Coast, if you guys saw my or heard my earlier thing, but I'm still going to allow it up until the 20-minute mark. At that point, I'll shut it off at the 20-minute mark. Final score of this game, if you get it correct, all I want is a final score. After 4 shows, every single person who got the score correct gets an entry into a draw where you get an EPL jersey of your choice. So punch it in. At the 20-minute mark, I will end the contest. No more entries after that, right? So And I know some of you guys didn't have Leeds to score a goal. You'll have 3 other games for a chance at an entry. So you've got a shot. So West Coast, you're in at 3-1. And it doesn't matter if somebody else has the same score line as you. You guys both get an entry into the draw. So don't worry about it. And it'll be a good jersey. It'll come from my jersey supplier. He's got a couple stores in our area, Evangelista Sports, which is a big sports store, and Etel Sports as well too. So I'll get the jerseys from him and ship it out to the winner once we're ready.
So watching this first 20 minutes, Carm, I know we got 2 goals already. What I'm seeing is some vertical play. I mean, both teams are looking to pass downfield. They're not slowly bringing the ball up the field. They're going over the top, sending them down, and looking for breakaways and counters. So, I mean,
my odds are off the board, Nick. Just letting you know.
That spells goals. I hope we don't miss there's a corner kick right now. It could be a goal.
Yeah, that's my odds are off the board, and I'm going to guess that it is a Liverpool goal. It is a Liverpool goal, and the Reds are up 2-1.
Van Dijk. God, he's such a good header. He's so big and just strong. I was going to just say, I think we need to look live at the over because this game is very vertical. And even still, now I would wait a little bit because whatever's going to pop out is going to be high. Yeah. But I think we should be looking possibly, listen, every pregame position is great right now. We don't have to get greedy. But, just for the listeners that didn't get in anything pregame, I think if we're trying to offer something pregame right now, continuing to see goals go in the net is what we're going to see the rest of this game if these teams continue to play like this.
Yeah, and it's funny because when I was looking at the scorers originally, I said to myself, Liverpool's probably going to get like 1 or 2 set piece, great opportunities and goals, and it's always Virgil van Dijk. It's like you said, he's a powerful guy in that box, and he scores in these headers. I'm not sure how many goals he had last year, but it seemed like whenever I saw him, his goals were all headers anyways, off of corners.
He has to be the highest scorer in the league, I would think. So. I mean, he's in the box just mixing it up every time. It's awesome. I love watching it.
Nick, my odds are gone. My odds are gone again. Is there? Okay.
Leeds breaking. They went away because that was a clear chance for Leeds, but they couldn't get a shot off.
All right, so we're at 2-1 in this game. And the total now is 5.5, which is absolutely crazy. But in all honesty, we're 3 goals in, and they're just figuring on the next 70 minutes of game time that there's probably 3 more goals in it. The over 4.5 is 450. So we have cashed another wager, Nick, which is a great thing. We have cashed our over 2.5. Our over 2.5 and both teams to score. So that's now a winner. Liverpool team total over 2.5, even money. We're 1 goal away from cashing that one. So we're off and racing.
Oleg asked, is over 5.5 worth it? I think let's wait a few minutes, but I think we could see 3 more goals in this game. Again, everything is being played vertically in this game. Both teams are passing it down the field, taking chances over top, and you can see the game's open and there's chances both ways. So this is going to be a fun one the rest of the way. So Oleg, yes, I was in the middle of commenting to Carm about, hey, let's look at this over. And then, of course, Liverpool scored on the corner. But I still feel like it's going to continue to play that way. Maybe once it gets down to the last 20 minutes or something and you're looking at Liverpool with a 2-goal lead or something at that point, maybe it slows down. But until then, I don't see anything but some open play here. So I'm going to wait. I'm going to say let's wait. Carm, I do want to look at the over again just to maybe put something in for the live bettors, but not yet. Maybe wait a few more minutes, see what happens, and try to just get that number down a little bit. But the play suggests over is the way to go.
Robert wants to change his pick to Liverpool 3-1 at halftime. Nick, I absolutely agree with you. I think we take that 5.5, and as far as Oleg, I believe so too. It's one of those things where if we can hold off for another, I don't know, 4 to 5 minutes, maybe 27, 28-minute mark, the minus 138 juice will come down. I won't say considerably, but probably to like a minus 110. I don't want to lay a lot of juice, so and overreact to what is going on, of course. But correct. As Nick stated,
at this point,
I completely agree with you, Nick. The way this game is being played, that there's more goals in this.
Well, we always talk about, sometimes when we do our pregame bets and there's no goals, right? And we say, well, it kind of stinks because it doesn't provide good betting opportunities for us in game. It's almost a little bit true in this situation too, where it's gone so well that we've cashed things so quickly that, it's like, well, why, we already are going to make some good money on this game if, we already have cashed a few bets, and I assume we're going to be hitting a few more. Why continue to put more on it and take the risk of taking away your profit? We already hit our pregame positions. Now, the reason I say that is we want to do something for the live bettors that didn't get anything in game, but at the same time, there's no reason to continue to pound on the game when we are going to make a good amount of profit off of all of our pregame bets also. Why give it all back, right?
Yeah. Again, guys, spamming the chat ruins it for everybody else, so you will get blocked. I've asked them to unblock the guy if Oathkeeper, if he spams again, he'll be blocked, and that'll remain permanent. We do these shows on our own time. We're not getting paid to do these shows. So Nick takes a lot of time and takes a lot of time answering questions in the chat on all our shows. As I try and do it as I'm trying to also keep these bets going as well too, so we can raise some money here, make some money here. So please don't spam the chat asking for stuff. El Ray, welcome, my friend. Trey, welcome. Techie, welcome. Obviously, Oleg's been here for a while. Matthew, what's going on? Let me see. What time are we at, Nick, in this game? We're at the... 20, so some of you guys 26. Who tuned in a little late, unfortunately, I'm doing a jersey giveaway. It'll be once a month. And the way it works is you pick the final score of a game. It's a little late now because I said the 20-minute mark would be the latest we would go. But if you tune in, our next 3 shows, which will all be on Saturdays, all you got to do is pick the final score of one of those games. You get your name, you get an entry into the draw, and then I'll do a live draw on Twitter and give you the winner will get an EPL jersey of their choice. That's the only thing I'm giving out. There's no other jerseys being given out other than one every 4 shows. So continue to tune in and support our show just by watching, smashing that like button, and asking questions on these games and what you think we should be betting on. El Ray 7-2. That sounds like a football score. Touchdown and a safety.
Oleg asked a question I saw in the chat about a total that I would answer for him. He said, what does it mean when the line says over 5.5, 6? That's an Asian total, Oleg. It's basically 2 different bets. It's over 5.5 and it's over 6. So if you were to place whatever amount on there, let's say $100 on that bet, what actually happens is your bet is split into 2 bets, 50 of it going on over 5.5 and 50 of it going on over 6. You need 7 goals, but you could cash half of your bet if they just score 6. You would win the over 5.5 and push on the over 6 portion. So the reason you see that in soccer, both on the totals and the spreads, is that goals obviously, are sparse. There's not usually 7, 8 goals a game. There's 2, 3 goals a game. So the difference between a full goal as far as what it's worth on the betting market is 60, 70 cents generally. About 30 cents. It's more than that. It's about 30 cents every quarter of a goal and about 50, 60 cents every half a goal. So point being, instead of saying over 5.5 minus 150 juice, it could be over 6 plus 110 juice. So what they do is they split that in the middle and give you over 5.5 and over 6 for maybe minus 110 or minus 120. It's just a way that you don't have to spend as much juice when you're trying to do a side or a total bet, if that makes sense. So that's actually 2 bets to answer your question.
So, and that's a great explanation, Nick, and I appreciate it, and a great question by Oleg there. So here's Nick. So here we are now. We're at the 29 minute mark, and we've got the total. We got the juice to what I had hoped it would be at 5.5 minus 110, and now as I go to bet it, the odds have come off the board. And as I was explaining, I'm like, I'm gonna miss on a Leeds goal. It is 2-2 Leeds, Liverpool.
Oh, Van Dijk misplayed it. Dang it, we missed it, Oleg. Oleg's gonna be pissed. We said we were going to wait until the 28th, 29th minute, and they scored.
Oh God, that's a mistake by Van Dijk. There you go. Let's take his Defender of the Year award away from him.
Oleg, we're sorry, buddy. He goes, no way, Leeds just scored.
Literally, and we were waiting for the right juice. The right juice was minus 110 at the 28 minute mark or 29 minute mark. And I was waiting for your explanation to finish before I could bet it. And
why did you let me ramble? Just damn it.
It's all good. It's all good. So the new in-game total now in this game is now 6.5 minus 110. I'm not so comfortable taking over 6.5 as I was taking over 5.5. Because I did want you could say it's the same thing, sort of moving forward.
True. Well, at this point, the good news is nobody can take their foot off the pedal, and I'm not expecting either one to. They both are in the game. They both can win this game, and I don't see any reason the play changes. So that's a good news. Maybe another 5, 6, 7 minute wait here, and we'll see what happens with the price on it.
Yeah, Jay, exactly, and we will do that. Jay, you're right on for 3-2, but that could happen in the next couple of minutes. El Rey 7-2 is in play there. It's some crazy scoring, but I got to say, isn't this a lot better than our last season FA Cup? Was it the FA Cup game? Norwich and Man United, where we just sat looking at the screen and we're just literally filling 90 minutes of dead air.
That was the first game that happened too, and then it happened to like a ton of games after that, it seemed like.
So we've gotten 4 goals in. Which is great. The exact scores have gone right out the window. We can forget about those ones. But the ones we still do have in play are where are we here? Firmino to score. We have Liverpool over 2.5. And we have an own goal to be scored. So those are the ones that are still available. They're offering us about 90% of our bet, 90% profit on our bet of Liverpool over 2.5 goals. So team total. So we're not going to take that because we figure there is another Liverpool goal coming, and we want to cash out the full value on that.
Yeah, this is a great game for us to start off the season with.
Nick, we're odds off the board again, and it's a Liverpool goal.
Jesus.
Can anyone say over 7.5 now?
That was a rocket from Salah. Ball just bounced right to him, and he just great strike.
Yeah, top shelf where Mama hides the cookies. Mo Salah. It's the haircut. The haircut is giving him
the haircut,
2 goals for Mo Salah.
The only thing that makes me upset about this is that I put in Kane for, like the Golden Boot winner. And I know it's early, but, I don't want to see Salah scoring. Aubameyang scored this morning. I don't want to see those guys scoring. Those are the guys that are going to compete with him.
Yeah, well,
now
we're seeing it. The top 3 Golden Boot or top scorers in EPL by odds were Salah at 5-1. Kane and Aubameyang at plus 550, so 5.5 to 1, and Salah's and between 2 of the 3 have scored, and Kane's in action tomorrow. So
Yeah, I need Kane to get some goals for us tomorrow.
Nick, we got 5 goals and the over under is 7.5. Do we take it? It's even money.
It's even money right now
Yeah.
for 3 more.
I say we do it for the heck of it. We gotta get some action in here. So we're taking. I don't think I've ever said this before. We're taking over 7.5 goals in game. This is crazy, but I feel
There's no reason.
I feel at the 33-minute mark or 34-minute mark, we still have another goal in this first half.
Yeah. Neither of these teams are going to change. Looks like, I mean, Liverpool is just, their smiles. They're having a great time. Of course, I'm sure they're not happy on the defensive side giving up 2 goals, but still.
Yeah. Chris Bean says if only Liverpool had the Arsenal defense, the 1.5 would be a lock. 1.5 is probably still good. I don't want to use the word lock as a capper, but Virgil actually looked like a Arsenal defender on that miscue. But I will give Arsenal credit. Their defense is, or at least their defensive scheme will be a lot better this year than it has been in years past. So, and they're off to a clean sheet win to start the season. Yeah, Matthew, a couple of my good buddies are huge Arsenal fans. They've moved here from the UK to the Great White North, and we usually watch the games together, but the 7:30 game this morning was a little too early to have people over, so we'll have to wait until it becomes a little safer to have people over as well too. So Nick, we've cashed 3 of our bets. The only 2 we have left in play right now of our pregame bets are Firmino to score and an own goal in the game. So I feel like those are still coming.
Yeah, Firmino, I can see him scoring. No doubt. The own goal is obviously always just a crapshoot. But listen, the money. I'm glad you. I pregame. Well, I still like Leeds. I mean, I wanted to take them plus 1.5. They obviously are still covering right now, and they look like they could continue to score. So, I'm not mad about the position that I wanted to take. Regardless, I'm glad you talked me into the over. Your analysis of how this game would play out was spot on. So, good job there.
Thanks. West Coast says Liverpool team total over 5.5 minus 130. That should come down a little bit. I would think if they don't score closer to halftime, you'll get even money on that, I would think. Nick and I always sort of approach these in-game wagers as looking for some value where you're not laying any juice or very little juice, minus 110, at most minus 120. And so it's why we wait for some of these totals that are, say, over 3.5 minus 163. We wait for them to drop if we can go goalless for a 5 to 7 minute stretch. So if you want it, take it. You have to figure there's still another goal or 2 in Liverpool. Nick, are you seeing anything as far as we're going to put in some during halftime? We're going to scour some of the other games and see if we like anything that we can sort of pass on as well too, and then some second half wagers as well too.
Yeah, there's not much else going on. There's only, as far as other games going on, like we talked about, with the Premier League spreading their games out. There's only one other game going on right now in La Liga with Granada and Bilbao. Otherwise, it's pretty quiet across the board. So probably not a lot of action anywhere else for us to look at. There's a couple cup games in Germany going on, but there's some really low end teams there, so I'm not touching any of those.
Yeah, and I looked at some of the score lines, and you had some of the Bundesliga teams that were
8-0.
winning 8-0, 7-0, and I didn't even bother looking to see what those lines were, goal lines. You had to figure that they were probably minus 3.5, minus 4 goals.
Yeah.
So I completely skipped over those. There's 3 games today in Netherlands. It's the Eredivisie is kicked off their season. 1 game going right now. And then Feyenoord is in action at 2 o'clock. And Twente, who had a decent season last year, going at 3. EPL, West Ham and Newcastle going at 3 o'clock as well too, which was obviously the game after this one.
Yeah, Newcastle's a down team for me this year. I think they're going to have a much tougher time than they did last year. I think they were lucky to be not in the relegation battle. So I didn't do anything on that particular game today, but they're a team for me that I'll be looking to fade this year.
So as we set this up for today's show, I was a little short on time just to make sure all the technical stuff behind the scenes was good. So I didn't put any promos up there, but we do have one for Nick and I, and that we did on the Stoppage Time show on Thursday, which is like the 90-day packages that we have up at Wager Talk. 90-day package, which are regular $4.99. If you use coupon soccer90, soccer90, you'll get $150 off of that 90-day package. So it drops it down to $349, if my math is correct. And on top of that, you email your proof of purchase to promotions@wagertalk.com, and they will credit your account with 100 wager bucks that you can use on mine or Nick's, depending on whose package, soccer 90-day package you buy. You get another 100 wager bucks that you can use for the other sports that we cover. So that drops the deal down even further. And I'll go one step further. As for this show only, if you're purchasing that 90-day package, I'll make those wager bucks $150 in wager bucks if you purchase it during today. It's a show special, but that doesn't apply to tomorrow, because the girls in the office will absolutely kill me, right, Nick? If I just keep giving stuff away. So
exactly. Not
really supposed to do that, but we'll do some show specials and stuff. And on next week's show, I'm going to have a promo together where it's a 2-capper package where if you purchased, choose Nick and I under the 2-capper option on Wager Talk, and I'll have a special coupon up. So tune into next Saturday's show, and I'll put that coupon up there. It won't be valid until next Saturday's show.
Yeah, and I can't wait for next weekend. I mean, we got all the leagues going next weekend. Germany will be back. Italy will be back. I guess we'll have to figure out where we want to go for our in-game show next weekend, but there's lots of good options.
There certainly are, and of course, I'm kind of excited about the fact that I'm wearing the Italia jersey today. Of course, I'm happy about the fact that Serie A kicks off next week. A couple games on Saturday. We won't be covering one of those games, and then there's 4 games on Sunday. Obviously, I'm a Juventus fan. They play at home to Sampdoria. So we'll see what the team looks like this year. But there's some good games, sprayed across the leagues. EPL next week, Nick. I'm trying to remember. There was one key game where I did like. I'm looking at next Saturday's games. There's Everton, West Ham, Leeds, and Fulham, which it'll be interesting because if you look at just off of today's games, Fulham did not look good. Leeds are looking good, even though they're losing 3-2. And Leeds is a short price at home, minus 154, which is on the 3-way line. Nick, that would probably make them 3/4 of a goal.
Yes. I'm looking at. I see. There's the Bundesliga game. We got Dortmund, Gladbach, 12:30. Will probably be a very good one too.
Oh, yeah, that will be a good one. And next Sunday, of course, a couple teams from London. This one's a good one. 11:30, Chelsea, Liverpool, Nick.
Oh, okay.
That's a possibility of next week's live in-game show if you can do a Sunday. I leave the games on whether we do Saturday and Sunday up to Nick, for the reason that Nick's got a little one, so I know that his weekend time is important to him, so I just need to make sure that the games fit within his schedule.
I appreciate that, Carl.
Yeah, it's all good, man.
This time of the day works great no matter which day it is, because it's nap time. He's napping right now, so it's perfect.
Yeah, well, if I wasn't doing this, I would be napping right now, Nick. So I'm 52. I could use a nap at about 1:15 in the afternoon.
Agreed.
Yeah, EY. I'm wondering if it'll allow me to put the link in there. It's weird because even though I'm a Wager Talk guy, sometimes it doesn't allow me to. Let me have a look. If the link.
Yeah, the YouTube chat itself, I think, kind of prevents you from doing it.
Oh.
10 West Coast, 10 months.
Nick, if EY, if you look at that link that Wager Talk just posted, that says wt.buzz/TV, replace the word the initial TV with CB for Carmine Bianco, or NB for Nick Borrman, and it'll take you to our pages at Wager Talk. So WT Buzz.
Oh, there you go.
wt.buzz.cb or wt.buzz /NB. Correct, Nick? That is yours.
Yes. Yep. Well, it looks like we're going to go into halftime with this score line. So definitely going to look at these second half lines to see if we can find something for everybody for the second half. Do you have any opinion on the side the rest of the way, Carm?
Well, I do like Liverpool. I'm looking at the Asian line to see, because I'm assuming the original game line was 1.5, correct?
Yeah, it was 1.5. Yes.
So you, if you're going off of that and you're going to lay another half goal on Liverpool, you're literally paying $2 juice, which I'm not big on.
No.
You can take Liverpool minus a goal if you think that they're going to win the second half, and that is 1.980, which equates to about minus 105, I think, or less. The only thing is, if they win the second half by a goal, that's only a push. You'll need them to win by 2. Are you seeing anything for the second half as of yet?
Well, I agree that Liverpool would be the side to play if we choose a side, but I guess we'll wait and see what happens. I mean, it's not going to change much, but a couple pennies maybe once the final whistle blows.
Yeah.
Maybe we can look at an Asian line on them, 3/4 of a goal.
Okay, let's look at that. Oleg says over 7. The odds are minus 120. What do you guys think? I definitely feel that there's at least 2 goals in the second half. Now, I will say, because one of the things you always have to remember when you're betting some of these games, you see a lot of scoring, is what you saw in the first half doesn't necessarily happen in the second half. But as I look at it, the fact that Liverpool is up as opposed to the other way around, Leeds will continue to push, will continue to try and move up ahead. Their back line will play a little higher up the field because they need to get back into this game that's now gone to halftime. And what that does is it's going to set up some great counterattack opportunities for this Liverpool to get behind that back line. And you got guys like Mane, Firmino, Salah with a ton of speed that you have to figure there's at least another Liverpool goal, maybe even 2 in this game. And Leeds have been impressive as well too. So if you can get 7 minus 120, I would take it.
All right, so while we wait for the halftime lines to come out, Carm, any thoughts on some MLS games tonight? Have you looked into that?
I say this in the best way possible. Okay, I am not putting up MLS plays for a couple of weeks. I may send some out as client plays. In the life of hit and miss with MLS, and I've had a lot of good seasons with MLS. This year has been a miss. I'm just not adjusting to what is happening on the field with some of these teams. So I'm going to throw this one to Nick because I think you've had a little bit more success since the tournaments ended, and they're playing in their own stadiums.
Yes. Well, to hit on what you just said, it's a good point. We both look at, I don't know, 6, 7, 10 different soccer leagues throughout the year. The big 5 European leagues. You got MLS. Of course, we have the Champions Europa League. And I often get asked, what's the best league? What league do I do the best at? And the answer is it's different every year. Some years, for whatever reason, the way you read the teams, the way your numbers are working out behind the scenes and helping to crunch where you think the lines are just sharper in one league than the other. And we have to be able to identify that as the season goes on and be okay with saying, you know what? I'm not really good right now in this league. I'm not having the best success. For whatever reason, I have the wrong read on this team. I have the wrong read on this team. These numbers don't make sense. Every time I do this, it's not working. And it's okay to back off. That's why we follow several leagues, because it gives us options to go, man, I'm in the Premier League right now, but I can't hit a play in La Liga. I'm going to, lay off that for a while. And meanwhile, it doesn't mean we're still not looking at it. It doesn't mean we're still not working on it, because what I'll speak for myself, and I know Carm's doing similar things, is just because he's not playing MLS doesn't mean he's still not watching some of the games, plugging in numbers, paying attention to who's doing what. And then, behind the scenes going, all right, normally I would play this team. Let's see how it does. And then once those results start to come back, well, guess what? I guarantee Carm won't be on the sidelines too long once he starts to see some results coming back on his own. But he's doing the right thing and not putting plays out for clients or suggesting plays based on results that he's not happy with. So on that topic, MLS's back tournament, I couldn't pick a winner in the group stage. I did much better in the knockout rounds. But since it's come back to home stadiums, I have been doing very, very well. I've been sticking mostly to sides, and it's been working out pretty well. So I do have a couple plays going tonight. I have a package. One play I will talk about that I do like tonight is Chicago. So Columbus right now looks like one of the better teams in the league, and I think they are. They're definitely a team that's up there. They've only given up 2 goals so far in their 10 games this year. But I think Chicago is a little undervalued here. They're catching goals at home, which Chicago's very, very good at home. They're like one of the biggest, if not the biggest, home and away split in the league if you look at last year and even this year. They can win at home and they can beat anybody at home. They just can't travel. So seeing them here at home, and I know there's no fans in the stadium, but it's still the familiarity with being at home, being in your own bed, being your own locker room, being on your own turf. There's still an advantage there, and they're catching a quarter of a goal at home, and I like that.
Yeah.
So that's one side I'm on today. I'll give that out as a free play to all the viewers. Is Chicago plus a quarter of a goal at home versus Columbus. That's the earliest game. I think that goes at
3:30 Eastern time.
At 3:30, so just 2 hours from now. So if anybody's looking for MLS action, that's the one I'm taking today that I'll give out to you guys.
It's just amazing the difference of like a player or if one if your top scorer, let's say, is missing, how your performance as a team drops off. We're seeing it with the LAFC with Carlos Vela out, and they just don't look like the same team. And this is even with guys like Diego Rossi and Wright Phillips on the team. They just don't look like the same team. And you look at another team like Atlanta United with, Joseph Martinez out of the lineup. They look like a completely different team. They can't win a game, it seems. Yeah. And they're a dog today to Nashville, plus 225 to a team that it's their first season in the league, Nashville. As an expansion side, so it's surprising. Speaking of which, this move actually kind of surprised me. Inter Miami, Gonzalo Higuain is an Inter Miami FC player now. So,
I saw they were going for him. Yeah, listen, they're the one team that has the fancy name, the fancy ownership that's going to be able to attract a lot of European players. So
Yeah.
I'm not surprised by it. That's for sure.
Yeah, they've picked up a couple players from Juventus. They picked up Matuidi, who the French nationalist, and World Cup winner. I'm surprised that there wasn't any interest in any other places. So maybe he's just ready at his age to they call it MLS the retirement league. So I don't know. Maybe he was ready to go there. I don't know. And I'm not sure of the specifics of the deal with Higuain, but I'm just surprised that there isn't another team in Europe that he would have wanted to at least latch onto and play with. I'm sure that there's teams in France and Ligue 1 he could have played with. Maybe not in La Liga, but there, in Italy, there had to be some teams where he could have played on loan from Juventus, let's say, but he's off to the MLS.
All right. So I'm looking at the lines here for the second half. And Liverpool it didn't change much from what you were mentioning right before halftime. They're minus 1,200, which is obviously not bettable to win because they already got a lead. They're -1 for the second half, which is about even money, or -0.5 for 2-1. So we could split the difference, but then I don't think it's worth it right now, laying -150 juice for them to get the 3/4 line, the Asian line, at minus 3/4 a goal, or -1/2, -1. So I don't. As far as Liverpool, that's the side I'd like to get on. Perhaps it's worth waiting. Again, another 10 minutes into the second half, and that line is much more bettable. So personally, I don't think we should be playing anything on Liverpool right now. I don't know if you feel differently.
No,
but
I feel the same. It's just the laying a goal on them in the second half. They need to score 2. Can they score 2? Yeah, but it likely could be a 2-1 scoreline in the second half. I did take over 7 for us, Nick, just because I could still get it at -105 juice, and at -105 I figured it was a good play because I figured there's at least a couple goals still in this game. So we're in at over 7 as well too in this game.
Well, one Leeds goal will be the key for that bet, right? So even if it happens after Liverpool scores, if Liverpool scores first, it goes 4-2. One Leeds goal will be the key to that bet. So without a Leeds goal, that one will be struggling for it, I'm sure. But at the same time, as you said, Leeds will be, not that they haven't been, they've been pushing pretty much all game, and you're right about the way they're going to come out and play this game. I think they'll continue to be aggressive and continue to push guys forward. So it should be opportunities both ways. There could have been more goals in this first half, believe it or not, even though we already saw 5.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a great thing in the sense of we've cashed out we've cashed on 3 of our, I think we had 7 first half bets. We cashed out 3 of them, or I think maybe it was 6. We cashed out 3 of them. Anyways, the Liverpool to score a penalty, and that happened 5 minutes in at +333. We cashed the Liverpool team total over 2.5 at even money, and we cashed over 2.5 goals and both teams to score at +110. So those ones have cashed. We still have Roberto Firmino to score a goal at +110, and then I always take one of those wild card bets, and we have will there be an own goal? Yes, at +600. So that's a bit of a long shot. But then we have the totals as well too of 7 in this game. So we'll look to hit those ones there. El Ray's asking official play. Yeah, we took the over 7 in this game as an official play at -105. I think it's up to -110 now. And we'll probably make some additional ones as we see how this second half gets underway.
So I'm just answering. There was a question in the chat about the official Chicago play. It's not the money line. I'm typing it in right now. It's not Chicago to win. It's Chicago plus a quarter of a goal.
Yeah. So Anthony, you're asking about the MLS plays. It's that one there that Nick says he likes them plus a quarter of a goal. So on the Asian handicap. So essentially, let's say you're betting $100 on that game at that line. $50 of your bet goes on Chicago on a pick'em, and 50 of your bet goes on Chicago plus half a goal. So if the game ends in a draw, you win half of your bet. The other half pushes. If Chicago wins the game, you win both of your full bet. And if Chicago loses the bet, then loses the game, then obviously you lose the full bet. So that's the best way to explain it.
Yep, it's basically not quite as good as a double chance, which is plus a half a goal, but we're still cashing something even if they draw. So all we need is a draw, and we're going to cash something in that game.
So yeah, Johnny, Nick and I are on the opposite ends of that tennis match, but so I apologize to Nick in advance. So
it's okay. It happens, it's I would say we don't always agree on every game, but we're very rarely on opposite sides. This just happens to be one of them. Usually it's one person likes it, the other person was never, I didn't really have a true read on that game. And then or we somebody liked the side, somebody liked the total, whether we're talking about tennis or soccer.
Yeah.
But it's rare that we are actually on opposite sides, and today happened to be one of them. And if you have both of our plays, it's probably best just to if you're following those, just to scared money or money that you're not sure of. If you're not confident with it, remember at the end of the day, we're giving you recommendations of what we like, but you have to like it too. You have to be comfortable with it. You have to justify in your head that it makes sense to you and agree with it. So you can choose one or the other. You can choose to sit out. But it's rare that we're on opposite sides. This just happens to be one of those days. So, Carm, I hope you lose.
Yes, Nick. My sentiments to you exactly as well, too. Okay, guys. Because the first half kind of got away from everyone with your predictions, I will add a second half prediction to it where you can win an entry into the end of the month draw. Okay? So, here is the prediction. Who will be the goal scorer? The player. Pick the player who scores the next goal in this game. If you think that nobody is going to score a goal, then you put no goal scored. But pick the goal scorer of the first goal of the second half, and you'll get an entry into the end of the month draw for an EPL jersey. So bombs away. Pick your player. I will keep it up until the 5-minute mark of the second half. Players are walking out onto the field, so you've got a couple minutes to get that guess in. Mane, Salah. There you go. No goal. Johnny doesn't want us to win our over 7.
And Johnny, he asked about. Johnny was the one that was asking about us on opposite sides of the tennis match. Another good way to do that is to, wait live in game, see what happens after the first set. Or if you like one position early on, just whatever side Carm's on, what depends what, he may look to add more to it, hedge out of it, or middle it if the first set goes or doesn't go the way he thinks that match was going to go. So it's an opportunity. Everything live. That's why live betting is so fun. It's an opportunity to change your mind, get out of a bet you don't like anymore, or further your position on something you think is going very well. So live betting in tennis can be just as good as soccer matches.
All right, we're getting some variety here on the names. I like it. Bamford, Keita. Johnny, just look at one of the names above you on that chat and just take the exact same name. It doesn't matter if two people have the same one. You get an entry into the draw. It's just like the final score. We can have 4 people with the same final score, and they all win an entry into the draw. So just choose any name to score a goal. Just make sure he plays for one of these two teams. Don't pick like Cristiano Ronaldo or Lionel Messi because they aren't scoring in this game at least. All right, we're underway, Nick. Second half. Liverpool minus 1100. Draw is plus 800. Leeds is plus 2800. Liverpool to score the next goal is plus 225. Leeds to score plus 275. That was minus 225. Leeds to plus 275, and no goal scored plus 500 if you think no goals are going to be scored.
Well, I think let's see who comes out. I mean, halftime's always fun for both teams. No matter what happened in the first half, these first 5-10 minutes of the second half can tell you a lot about the rest of the way the rest of this game is going to go. You can see teams make big adjustments. So let's see if anything changes here in the next few minutes. And we'll look to see if there's anything further to get in on. If the game was going similarly to how it was in the first half, perhaps we can look to get a little bit on Liverpool, and hopefully the price comes down a little bit.
Okay, that sounds good. I'm looking at some of the in-game totals just to see. Right now, the over 6.5 is 175. That's still a heck of a lot of juice to pay, especially when the 7 was at minus 105. I understand you win with the 6.5 if it lands on 7, but I'd rather push a wager at minus 105 than lose a wager at minus 175.
Yeah.
All right, Johnny's in on Mo Salah with who's on a hat trick, right? He's got 2 goals so far.
Yeah, he's got his brace already.
So we'll see what he can get done. Looking at some of the other games in action today, and then we have NFL guys starting tomorrow. This is like the best month of ever in sports, in the sense of there is so much action happening. NHL hockey, NBA playoffs, all the soccer leagues have started up again. You've got obviously tennis, you've got NFL football, you've got college football. There's just everything going on right now. And of course, horse racing for those horse racing fans. If you haven't already subscribed to this channel, make sure you subscribe. We're at 51,500 subscribers. Let's just keep building this channel. We put out a ton of content. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, there is just so much content on this. Our offices in Detroit and in Vegas handle all this stuff. They just put so much content. We probably have the best content, not only on YouTube, but articles on our site. It's absolutely amazing. The Gold Sheet in Vegas. There's just so much content here, and it's all free. Like, you can't complain. It's free content. So I'm kind of stuttering there, Nick, because I'm listening to in my headset the game as well too, and I'm hearing.
They had a very good chance. They were deep in the box there, had a couple good looks. So, but that's good. I mean, that's what we want to see. We want to see Liverpool with the chances, and we want to see the price come down a little bit. And then I'm thinking we make put a little position on them. Doesn't have to be big, but maybe a little something on them.
Yeah. So remember to hit the like channel or the thumbs up button here as well too, guys.
I'll add in one sport you forgot. We have the U.S. Open tennis, of course, just finishing up this weekend, and then next week, Carm, U.S. Open golf. So big tournament next weekend too. So I'll make sure to get you those picks ahead of time next week.
All right. Yes, please do that. Because as I stated for you guys, if you're buying like one of those 90-day packages and let's say like you got Nick's, and you email promotions at wagertalk.com with proof of purchase, the show special is the wager bucks, 150 wager bucks. If you buy it any other day, but then today it'll be 100 wager bucks. You can get Nick's golf plays. He's been sending me his golf plays, and he's been hitting these first round leaders that are 50 to 1, 70 to 1. Nick, tell me, tell the guys, because you know them all. Give us some of the wagers you've been hitting.
Yeah, I have it. I list them on my profile page. I'm pulling it up right now because I even forget. I have 4 of the last 9 outright tournament winners, which you have Morikawa twice, 33-1, 35-1. Richie Wierenski, 33-1. Rom at the BMW was only 10-1, but that was it. And then I had 3 first-round leader bets. Harry Varner, 80-1. Kevin Kistner, 80-1. And Tony Finau, 66-1. And then now I've been adding in quite a few of the just like leaderboard bets, top 5, top 10, top 20, which are less. They're like 6-1, 7-1, 4-1, 10-1, in that neighborhood. So, but listen, if I put usually I'll have 7 leaderboard bets throughout the tournament, and all you need is 1 to cash, and you've covered the rest of your bets, and 2, you have a really, really profitable tournament. So it's been good. Golf's one of those sports where if anybody plays, it's ebb and flow. I mean, you can get hot and stay hot for a while, and you can get cold and just suck.
Yeah.
So it's just trying to read the players that are playing well, and hopefully finding value on how they look compared to the rest of the field. So it's been good. Hopefully we can continue next week. U.S. Open, awesome tournament. I can't wait. So it's always fun when you can continue it into the big tournaments. Like this week is not as exciting. It's a smaller tournament. Not a lot of the big names are playing, so it doesn't get as much attention. Yeah. But at the same time, those tournaments can provide a lot more opportunity for big value bets. So they're both unique in their own ways.
Yeah. I just want to, because I had mentioned some of the shows and stuff, and we're going back to Tuesdays and Fridays. I think it's Tuesdays and Fridays for our stoppage time. The Tuesday shows will cover the Wednesday and Thursday games and some of the early Friday games, because a lot of these leagues returning and having, I'm not going to say a condensed schedule, but they're going to fit in a lot of weekday games like they were doing after the restart, after the shutdown and the restart. There was a lot of midweek games. So because they need to get these seasons done early again, because the Euro 2021s are next year. So we'll cover with the Tuesday games. We'll cover the Wednesday and Thursday games that we have. The Friday games will cover the Saturday, Sunday, and Monday games, so we can get as much content to you guys. Tune in. It's myself, Nick Borrman, Kevin Dolan of Wager Talk, and Pavlos Lagoretas of Sports Memo. We'll have those shows and try and answer as many questions and give away a bunch of free picks. But the one show there's a couple shows you really got to see is we have a noon show called Wager Talk Today with Lawrence Presman and Teddy Covers. That's a fantastic show. If you're a baseball fan, an NFL fan, you got to tune into that show at noon. They do a fantastic show. It's produced by Joe Ranieri. And there's just a ton of content there, especially when Ralph Michaels is on. The guy is a mathematical genius with the stuff that he comes up with. And then there's the show Bet On It, which you've got to watch with Kelly Stewart, Johnny the Greek, and Marco D'Angelo. And that's another fantastic show that goes on during football season. So catch those shows, subscribe to the channel, and set the alert so you know when those shows are on. Just a ton of of content, and we have a fantastic Detroit office that gets all these videos and out to you guys each and every day uploaded. So subscribe to the channel and set the alert on so hit that bell so you know when the shows are on.
Granada just scored for me, 1-0, early second half. Love it.
Yeah, 51-minute mark, and they're 1-0. The game in the Eredivisie is at 1-1 right now. 1-0 right now. Heerenveen and Fulham. And the only other games coming late are the West Ham game. I'm going to look at that game shortly with Nick, and we'll see if there's any betting opportunities in that game. In France, there's a Saint Etienne in Strasbourg, and then Cadiz and Osasuna in La Liga. The games that are still on the board coming up.
So we're at the 10-minute mark, second half here. Liverpool has had a couple chances already. They've had the only chances. All the play has been mostly on their side of the field, or I guess on Leeds side of the field. So I'm just looking right now to see. Looks like the line has dropped now. Minus 3/4 of a goal is pretty much minus 110. So that is the standard bet now instead of minus 1. Them just to win at this point. The second half has fallen to about minus 170. So still kind of high, but the 3/4 line is right on the number at minus 110 now. Again, maybe we can wait a little bit longer, but I mean, the way right now it's playing, I think Liverpool is going to win the second half. They score one more. I don't know if they don't get one soon, though, if we'll be good on our over, but maybe we can protect ourselves by getting Liverpool. Because if they score one more, they may look to really just tighten up things, and at least it protects that over bet.
Yeah, and I'm looking at some of the odds. Although the game odds have stayed relatively the same, with the exception of the Leeds game odds up to like plus 3,300 right now, which is 33-1. The sixth goal is down. Liverpool was 225, and now they're minus 188. The no goal is plus 350 from plus 500 that it was at, and Leeds is up to plus 333 from their plus 275. So those numbers are moving, but the game hasn't really slowed down that much. The teams are still attacking, so we'll see what comes of it. Jay, the Minty and Gianni one. There's so many shows going on right now, and but Minty will be doing some and still is doing some. She really has her hands full. She does a lot of the Instagram as well too. So if you're not following Wager Talk on Instagram, you really should. Nick, the odds are off the screen here on this game. So we've got something coming, and it's a Leeds goal, and also a Granada goal for you. So we're now at 3-3 in this Leeds game. No, it's offside. It looks like it's ruled offside.
That might have been an own goal too. It looked like he had it in there trying to head it out. Oh, yeah, he's offside. Dang. That would have been total. Great for everything for Leeds to score.
I'm going to watch this
replay
been
here. Goal too.
I'm watching the replay. He's offside by a full yard.
Yeah.
But it was a nice header into his own net. Or it wasn't.
Second goal from Granada, as you said. That's awesome.
So a goal off the board there, unfortunately. Almost, yeah, Matthew. That would have been a nice own goal and a goal for that total. But we've still got 35 minutes in this game. There's got to be more action coming. We're at the 59-minute mark right now, Nick.
Yep.
Unfortunately, we usually will watch these games on Bet365, so we've got we're watching them live in game. The Italian League, the German Bundesliga, and League One and La Liga do show their games on Bet365, so we see them as close to live as possible. Obviously, the EPL doesn't. I'm watching it on probably about a 30-second delay on DAZN. If you don't have DAZN, it's a great way to watch the game. That's the one, DAZN.com. They do give you a month for free, and then you can cancel it. So you can try it for a month for free, or Amazon Prime shows the games as well too. I have not watched the games on Amazon Prime, Nick, so I don't know how delayed the games are on there.
I haven't yet either. I know. Well, you're in Canada.
Canada. Come on, Nick.
I was going to say you're Canadian and you're in Canada at the same time, and it came out the wrong way. But ESPN picked up the Bundesliga this year, so I know a lot of the games in the States will be on ESPN for Bundesliga play, which is very cool. Good for American viewers to be able to watch those games, because that's a fun league to watch. There's usually a lot of good goals, high scoring. Yeah,
and they're showing them. They started Sportsnet here in Canada. We have TSN and Sportsnet, and then TSN TSN is like the Canadian version of ESPN, so they pick up a lot of their content and stuff, and Sportsnet. And there's like 4 channels for each one. So obviously TSN 1 or 5, TSN 1 up to TSN 5, and then Sportsnet 1 to Sportsnet 5, which is more East Coast, West Coast, and Central as far as the games go. But Sportsnet spent so much money to secure the NHL contract that they had no money left to renew their contract with the EPL, and the Zone swooped in and took over the rights, and hasn't licensed it back to any of the TV stations yet. You have to buy it through their app to watch the games. So there's a lot of we're a multicultural country up here, and there's a lot of people from Europe, and they love watching those games. And now they have to go to the Zone, unfortunately, to watch those games, and pay. It's $20 a month, which isn't expensive at all. But the thing is, you can only watch one game at a time, and when you have 8 EPL games going, it's kind of tough. So that's one of the bummers of it.
And a nice little breakaway from Liverpool there. Mane and Salah back and forth. I think Mane took it a little too early. One more pass back to Salah was probably it was definitely a shot on goal. I don't know if it was scored, but.
So I'm looking at these odds right now, and I'm looking at the Asian handicap of 3-2, and it's at minus 170, 1.725 odds right now on that. So.
What is that? Liverpool to win?
Yeah, that's for Liverpool to win the second half.
That's like minus 138.
Yeah, I was just bringing up my odds converter for that one. So, yeah, I think you're correct, 1.725 is 138. Bang on, Nick.
I got it. The easiest way to do that, for me, what I do is just take 1 divided by the decimal. So if it's just take 1 divided by 0.725. And it'll come to 1.38, so it's minus 138. Works out. It's like you have to quick do that changeover. It's not 1.38, it's minus 138. I don't know how it works that way, but it does every time.
Awesome.
1.91 is your standard minus 110.
I'm sort of looking through the other odds to see if there's anything else that we like. But while we're doing this, why don't we look at this West Ham game as far as odds go? Give me a second here, and I'll get the prices up for you guys. So in this game, West Ham, Newcastle, which goes in about an hour and 10 minutes. West Ham is minus 110. The draw is plus 275. Newcastle is plus 290. And the total here is split at minus 110 both ways for over 2.5. And both teams to score is minus 134 on the yes. Anything you might like here? I know someone mentioned Mikel Antonio. He did score some goals towards the end of last season. Obviously, with some time off, we can't really say he's hot coming into the game, but he's plus 160 to score anytime. Sebastian Haller is plus 140 to score anytime. And Callum Wilson, who was picked up during the offseason, is at plus 187 to score.
What's the price on West Ham?
West Ham is minus 110.
Minus 110, okay. I like West Ham. I think, like I said before, Newcastle's a fade for me this year. I think West Ham can win. West Ham played okay at the end of the last year. They did what they had to survive the fight against relegation, and they were better there at the last few games than they were the rest of the season prior. So, but either way, Newcastle, I think they're a fade team this year. I'm looking at last year, both games. They had a 5-goal game and a 4-goal game. And the year prior, West Ham won both matches 2-0. Not 2-0, but 2-0. They won 2-0 and 3-0. They didn't let Newcastle score either time. So it doesn't really matter going into this year, but I think Newcastle's a fade. I like West Ham. I think you could see some goals there, but I'd prefer just to take West Ham in case they have just a 2-0 type of a win But I think West Ham's going to win that game.
Looking to see if we got any changes coming in now. It looks like Henderson's out and Jones in. So surprise, Henderson's.
Leeds?
Yeah, it looks like Leeds is on the board. Nick,
All right.
we've got a third goal by Leeds. Let's hope this one is not called offside.
That's not offside. That was beautiful. How do you control that and strike it? That was a great goal. You received a good pass in the box, controlled it nicely, one touch, boom.
Oh yeah. Oh, that is I'm a little delayed there. That is a nice goal. We got the goal, guys.
Just the way you controlled that pass was really good. That's hard to do because that thing was coming in pretty fast.
Okay, well, nobody had Klitsch to score the goal there, so I'm trying to give away some entries, guys. I'm trying to give away some entries. So over 7 is still in very well in play here for us, which is great.
Well, this is definitely the time where Liverpool digs in and wins these type of games. At least they did last year. So.
And this is
will they do it?
And the full-time result right now, guys, at 3-3, the full-time result on Liverpool, if you like them earlier,
20.
is -120. And this is with you've got about 23, 24 minutes plus probably another 3 to 4 minutes of added injury time. So if you
and I would say that goal was against the run of play as far as the second half goes.
Yeah. Well, we've got a couple of good chances to hit some of our other wagers. Our over 7, and we have a 7.5 as well too. And Roberto Firmino, they're all in play. So let's hope Firmino gets the next goal for us. And guys, we really appreciate you guys tuning in and watching. If there's games, reach out to us on Twitter if you have questions that you want answered, or obviously if we don't see them in the chat, we're trying to get them. Answer them. Sometimes we'll miss them because the chat is active and stuff. We'll try and get as many as we can. So Leeds were plus 333, as I mentioned, to score that 6th goal, and they've got it. To score the 7th goal, Liverpool is -138. No 7th goal is plus 220, and Leeds to score the next goal is plus 400. Game odds are Liverpool -120, the draw is plus 150, and Leeds is plus 750. Let me know if anything stands out that you want me to get some action on.
I normally would like to say let's put something on for the viewers, but honestly, we're sitting on 2 totals still in play. We have a position at 7.5 and 7. We already cashed some of the bets. I want to see some goals. I want to see action both ways. I don't think it's worth it for us at this point to put in Liverpool. They're letting up some attacks on their side. With 20 minutes to go, it's not really a big enough sample size. I guess you could say that they should win. I'd rather have a full half at this point. So I personally think we're good. We sit where we are. If any viewers wanted to take Liverpool at this point, I don't think it's a bad thing, but I don't think there's any reason for us. I think we made some good money here in this game. Let's try to cash these last few bets and call it a great weekend.
I completely agree with you, Nick. And El Ray says, sign up for my newsletter. Yeah, I completely forgot. I'm touting Nick all this time, and I completely forgot about myself. So if you head over to wagertalk.com and you click on that cappers and you look at my page, or you can punch in wt.buzz /CB, you'll see on the right side there, if you scroll down a bit, you'll see EPL weekly newsletter. I will put that up every Monday, Tuesday at the latest. You click on it, you can download it for free. I made it free for everyone. Each week you can get it, and I'll have on there the top 10 power rankings of the teams. I update them every week. I will have Game of the Week, which the Game of the Week comes with a free play on it. This week's is in the Tottenham Everton game. So if you go over there, you'll find out. And trends of the week, and you'll find out trends of the week. And this week, all the trends are in the Brighton Chelsea game that's on Monday. So head over there. You can get that for free. Download it, and each week I'll have an update on Monday or Tuesday of that newsletter. Minus 120 still on Liverpool here, Nick.
Honestly, I hope Leeds scores. I don't want to worry about the side anymore. I just want to see some more action. It's Liverpool, as I said in our preview. I don't know when we did that. Was it this week, Thursday, or was it last week? We did the preview of the Premier League, and then even a little bit at the beginning of this show is, listen, Liverpool's good. They're going to be good. They're going to be the top city, but they really only have one way to go this year, and that was backwards. And really, if you look at the results last year, they won every game that came down to a goal, and that just over a course of time, that's not going to continue. So, like this type of right here, they basically would score and win this game every single time it came up last year. And can that really continue to happen another year? So, at some point, you just got to start to bet against like a regression to the mean. And I don't even mean that. I'm not going to say let's bet Leeds. I'm just saying I don't want to continue to bet that, because at some point it's gonna fall out. And I don't think they're going to continue to get that lucky and win every single game that they come into a position like this. So I don't want to do anything. We already decided we won't. Let's hope we can cash this other over bet and walk out of here with a big day.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. Elry asks if there's going to be other leagues. No, it'll just be the EPL. I do the EPL every year. Last year I did like a complete season all at one time, but I figured, like throughout the year, I just, after the whole pandemic thing, it kind of ruined everything because we had like a 3-month or so break, and it's just so hard to handicap it. So on a week-to-week basis is so much better as far as that goes. But I wanted to mention that we're at 3-3 right now, and I remember without scrolling back through the chat, I think it was Matthew that said this game looks like it's heading to like a 4-3 Chelsea-Liverpool result and it really does. It almost looked like at one point it was heading to the Liverpool Arsenal Cup game that was, I think, finished 5-5 or something like that, if I remember correctly. So definitely a lot of goals. And to Nick's point, if you watched the show earlier, the three teams that gained promotion this year, being Fulham, Leeds, and Nick, who's the other team?
West Brom.
West Brom. It slips my mind that Leeds is the most likely of the three to remain up this season. And you can see, yes, it's only one game, and you don't want to overreact, but they don't play like a team that is afraid of anyone. They win at Liverpool from the get-go. They continue to attack. They're probably going to get scored on. You're going to have to look at when they play, sort of similar type teams, that you're going to have to look at those totals in their games, because they're a team that is going to attack. They're a team that is going to play a higher line. And I think we have a goal in this game, Nick, or maybe not. The odds are off on it. I know we have a set piece coming. No, nothing. Odds are back.
No. Yeah. The guy went down. Somebody went down the box. I didn't see who it was. Jones. But they didn't.
Yeah, that was shoulder on shoulder. So even if it gets, it won't get reviewed because the ball's out of play and back in play now. But that's shoulder on shoulder. Michael Oliver, he's not going to give out 2 penalties in one game, is he? So, starting right now in Netherlands, the Eredivisie game, Feyenoord and Zol. That's 3 minutes in. That's the first game of the season there. The other game is 1-0. Granada 2-0 right now in the 71st minute for Nick Borrman versus Atletico Bilbao. And we still have that West Ham game coming up. I'm a little leery on that game, Nick, which is why I skipped it. mainly because I would have thought West Ham would have been a little higher than minus 110, and you sort of worry
Yeah.
about sometimes, we call them the sort of the fish games, you know what I mean, and where the line looks a little fishy. I just don't know where to go on that. So I'll probably watch it, maybe in-game bet it, and just see if I can get a feel for how these teams play.
I think the game we talked about the most at that line is tomorrow with Chelsea. If it's still at probably 3/4 of a goal, I think it was last time I looked. Just seems too good to be true, doesn't it? I still don't know what to do with that thing.
Yeah. It's not often we see Liverpool give up 3. In last season's season opener, Liverpool did play first game of the season, newly promoted Norwich, and beat them 4-1. I think that
Leeds had a great set piece look right there.
That was a nice set piece. I'm seeing it just a little. I'm not used to seeing the action after you. I'm used
I know.
to
I'm
seeing
always
it
the one
before you. So, if you like Liverpool with 15 minutes to go, they are at minus 105 right now to win this game. We just want another goal, is what we want.
Yep. If it's Liverpool, great. If it's Leeds, great. I don't care. I want to cheer for both.
To the point that you made earlier, just to let the guys know, and I completely agree with Nick on, the sort of some regression by Liverpool, and it's not to say that they're going to play bad this year. It's just that Liverpool and Man City took a lot of points off of top 6 teams. The top 6 teams are so much better this year. United are a much improved team. With Bruno Fernandes, their midfield is so much better. Chelsea have made huge moves with Havertz and Timo Werner in the lineup and improving themselves even defensively. So you have that. Arsenal are going to be a better team this year. Tottenham, a better team this year. So these teams are going to share points this year, which means that the point totals are going to be less. You're not going to see 97, 98 points winning the league this year. I think 90 wins it. What do you think? Do you think we even get to 90?
It might be. You're right. I mean, I think you're going to see a lot more draws with those top teams, or like United beating Liverpool, or Chelsea knocking off City and things like that. So I think it's going to be tougher to even get to 90. High 80s might be it. But if somebody reaches 90, let's say it this way: if somebody reaches 90, they're likely going to be the winner.
Yeah, I agree. Feyenoord is on the board in their game. That is one of my plays at Wager Talk, so I'm keeping an eye on that one. It's surprising. This Liverpool game, we've only had one yellow card.
Is he? Oh. That has to be it. Are they? They're trying to call something.
Odds are off the board.
They scored, but they didn't signal it yet. Either a foul or offside or something. He's angry. He was just sitting there wide open. He must have thrown somebody. Yeah, he did. He threw somebody. But he looks like he just spun, actually. I don't know. They're not going to give him that goal, but I don't know what they're calling him for.
Yeah, he's probably, I'm going to guess, let me see. They're saying he pushed Koch, and then Koch kind of went down on his own. I don't think that's something.
That's kind of weak.
I don't think that's something they can review, but it's a bit of a flop by the defender.
It was.
That one.
He didn't move him too much. He really just kind of spun away from him, and the guy got caught up in the wall that was there.
Yep. Fernandes was a prop machine, Robert, last year when he joined United. Their team improved by leaps and bounds. It's unbelievable how that team improved. The one thing, Nick, just in speaking about taking penalties and stuff, how do you stop a Bruno Fernandes penalty? I know you have to just guess right, but he's got that little hop skip at the end.
Yeah.
That is just, it throws goalies off, because I don't know if they know he's going to do it, but I'm not sure if it's just a reactionary thing that the minute he hops, you flinch and you go. And he's got that advantage on you. I'm not sure, but extremely tough to stop those penalties.
Yeah, he scores. He converts those very, very highly at a very high percentage. I mean, to stop a to stop a penalty, like you said, you got to guess right. If somebody's really going to get it in one of the corners, you got to take off before that ball is hit. And if you do that and you give away your position too early, it's so much easier. And Bruno, by that little hop, that little stutter step, gives him that extra half a second to say, oh, there goes the goalie that way. I'm just going to lightly tap it to the other side. Don't even have to worry about it, and it's in. So it is a big advantage. It's hard to stop.
Yeah. Liverpool seems to have amped it up a little bit. They're
plus 125 now on Liverpool.
Yeah.
See, this is where I would start to look at maybe doing something on Liverpool. Very small.
Yeah.
Because now you're getting a decent return on them. And 10 minutes to go is still a long time in these Premier League games, plus stoppage time. So this is when I would actually look at doing something. Now, they just went back down to plus 110. That's odd.
Yeah, and I probably will. We'll just take a small wager on Liverpool to try and. I had my stat sheet, and I didn't bring it for this show. That shows the amount of goals scored by teams in the last 15 minutes of the game, and Liverpool was one of them. There, so and it's because they're sometimes picking up those garbage goals at the end because teams are pushing up against them. So I do see the 110 there for Liverpool to score.
It was weird, right as I just said that it was plus 125, and then it dropped back to plus 110.
I will get a small wager in right now on them, similar to our pregame wagers. Because we have one and we don't want to blow profits here. So we're in for Liverpool, even with about 8 minutes left to score in this game, plus probably about 4 minutes of injury time. I'm going to think with some substitutions coming in. So let's go Liverpool.
Yeah.
A Liverpool goal scored by Firmino would be fantastic.
And then an own goal by
and then
by
an own
somebody.
goal. So we're still floating at minus 110. I'm surprised. You tend to see a lot higher than that with less than 10 minutes left on any team. But I think it's Liverpool getting the respect that they obviously deserve.
Thanks, El Rey. It was he said a nice hit on the France game. Hoping to cash this La Liga game too with Granada up 2-0. Got them plus 180. So be a great start to the day with the two European plays for me today are just those two plays. So hopefully that one can get to the finish line in the next, looks like about 10, 11 minutes so left in that game.
I'm not seeing any other, no other finals coming in. The great thing is like La Liga started. France's League One is in action. Premier League next week. We have Bundesliga, Serie A. Everything is back in action, which is why I will once again, as I'm watching this game, tell you guys about the promo for Nick and I. Head over to wagertalk.com. Either one of our capper pages. Click on if you take the 90-day package. That's a 3-month package of soccer plays. It's priced at $4.99. Use coupon soccer90. Nick, if you can put that in the chat, if you don't mind. Soccer90 is the promo code, and you'll get $150 off that package. 90 days of soccer. You'll get it for $3.49, which is a little over over $3 a day or whatever, which is pretty damn good. But then send your proof of purchase to promotions at wagertalk.com, and they will credit your account with 100 wager bucks. If you do it today, you'll get 150 wager bucks as a show special for today's game. And you can use those wager bucks to purchase that capper's other plays. And Nick, like I said, Nick does tennis, golf, U.S. Open tournament, and golf is next week, right, Nick? Is next week?
Yep, next week. Yep.
I've got NFL football, NHL hockey, college football, so I've got a ton as well up as too that you can get with that promo. Just to let you know, and then Nick will let me know what you've got going, but I've got an NFL 5% play up for tomorrow at Wager Talk. That play is like $40. I've got the a kickoff special as well too. 2 more games in the NFL as well too, and the U.S. Open that goes shortly. I put up both men's and women's in one package up at Wager Talk. You can get today's finals and tomorrow's finals, the 2 plays, for $29, and then an NHL play is loaded for tonight as well too. So a ton of action. You can even pick up the 3-day all access package, which is $69, and you get all those plays. Just the 40%, the 5% plays $40 itself. So head over to wagertalk.com. You can pick those up. Nick, what do you have going?
I have golf. Oh, sorry, I got distracted. There was almost a goal. I have daily golf plays going up. So today's plays are already up and they're on the course. I'll have a few plays up for the 4th round action tomorrow. And then I have just the ladies' U.S. Open play up for today yet. I have not gotten to tomorrow's men's play. But if you do buy that women's play today, I will add it to that package for tomorrow, same as Carm, so you can get them both for one price. I want to say you had a good play last night on team to win that second matchup. I was so disappointed with – is this a penalty? No.
I've got Liverpool.
I think we got a penalty.
Yeah, it is, because I've got Liverpool minus 500 as a result, so it must be a penalty.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a penalty. He put his foot out. Oh, yeah, here we go. Give it to Firmino.
Yes, give it to Bruno Fernandes. Give it to Bruno Fernandes.
Man, this is great. This is great. We need this. This will be a terrible way for Leeds to lose. Of course, it's going to be Salah. I don't want Salah to score, though.
Oh, don't say that, Nick.
Season-long bet. Kane will beat him anyway. So let's go, Salah. Knock this in, buddy. Show us that new hairdo.
And I can tell you, Mo has got 3 goals. Mo Salah with the goal.
Trick. Who was talking about 175? Johnny, did you get in your bet 175 for Liverpool? Still blow it, of course, but you're looking good right now.
You're definitely looking good. Oleg, you got your 7th goal, so you've got to push at least. But listen, there is still about 6 minutes left in this game, because there's 2 minutes of regulation time, and there's probably going to be about 4 minutes of added injury time, at least 3, maybe 4, unless Michael Oliver wants to screw us over. So there's still time to get an 8th goal for you. But Nick, our plus 110 is still good. So let's get either a Firmino goal or an own goal for a 5.
I mean, we're not greedy. We're not greedy, right? We don't need them all.
Greedy. But Firmino, it's a shame that if Firmino scored in his own goal, that wouldn't count as 2. But
that'd be great. You know, one thing about this game is Liverpool's 4-3. They're up 4-3. If it ends this way, great, right? Everybody will see the result. Liverpool 4-3. But at the end of the day, they scored on a corner kick set piece, and they scored with 2 penalties. So you could make an argument. You know, I'll be interested to see what the expected goals numbers are at this game. They'll be increased for Liverpool because they had 2 penalty chances. But from the open run of play, I mean, Leeds created just as many, if not more, actual legitimate scoring threats during this game. Something to keep in mind as I mean, it's one game, but just something to keep in mind as I take away from this game. That's kind of what I'm thinking about right now. Is Leeds played very well. I'm impressed.
Yeah, 4-3.
My plus 1.5 bet I wanted to make is still good. If you would have told me Liverpool was going to score 4 goals in this game and offer me plus 105, plus 1.5 on Leeds, there's no way I would have taken it.
Yeah.
But I did like them. I thought it would have been like a 2-1 type of thing, but I did like the plus 1.5 bet on Leeds. So I didn't end up taking it, but I did like that one.
We've definitely picked a game with a ton of action. Like, who would have thought 7 goals? And 2 games have been played in the EPL this season, and it's 4 minutes of injury time. So there's still 4 minutes in this game. But who would have thought, okay, well, 3-0 the first game. The Crystal Palace Southampton was probably never going to have a lot of goals in it anyways. I think that total was two and a half. But then we get another 7 in this game. So let's hope the next game is not a dud, the 3:00 game. I'm not sure how much of that game I'll watch. There is college football on, and all of the good games are pretty much toast for the rest of the day. So I will probably switch over to the American football and watch that for the rest of the day, and then get ready for NHL.
Yeah, it's adding in the playoffs for NBA and NHL. So, by the way, sorry about Toronto being eliminated last night. But adding those into all this action right now is just icing on the cake, I guess you say.
Yeah. Raptors couldn't get it done. Boston just continued to hit their shots and then played some pretty good defense at the end. So kudos to them. They'll go on to face the Miami Heat, and that should be a very good series between those two teams. And then we'll see what goes on in the other one. The Clippers really blew it in game 5, blowing a 16-point lead to lose to the Nuggets. So we'll see what happens in game 6 if they can pull it back together and avoid a game 7. Guys, hit that like button if you already haven't. Hit the subscribe for the channel. We appreciate you guys watching as we tune out here. The next 3 shows we'll announce on Twitter what the next in-game live. But if you you hit the bell for the reminder that you're subscribed and you hit the alert, you'll know when the next game or notification is for us. We'll probably do, if Nick can do it, the Chelsea-Liverpool game next week, because that we'll get to see what this Chelsea team looks like. We'll try and do that one, or it'll be one of the Bundesliga games that Nick mentioned as well too. As our next one, and we'll give you another chance in the next 3 shows to win an entry into the end of the month draw to win the EPL jersey of your choice. So just guessing the final result of a game gets you an entry into that, and then I'll do the draw on Twitter and give away that jersey to someone. So definitely tune in. Nick, any final thoughts here as we're nearing the end of this game?
No, great first game. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. Happy we were able to definitely make some good profit to start the season, so can't be upset about this at all. And like I said, my takeaway from this game is Leeds is good. Look for them, as I thought before the game, that they're the team that's, they're going to end up losing the game, but they're the team that's going to be contending for that mid-table position all year long, and they look like a team that, again, who knows what happens with the odds the rest of the way with them, but look to bet them if they're getting some favorable lines as we go forward.
All right, so what do we have left in this game?
Couple seconds.
A few seconds left in this game. So it looks like Liverpool is going to get the money. 4-3 looks to be the final score in this game, unless something happens then Nick alerts me to. But and that is a final score. So all those early totals all hit. Pushes on the 7. Liverpool, that late wager, we got that in. So that's also a winner for us. At plus 110, we got that late Liverpool win at. So we're happy there. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Someone asked me about the Vegas game today, Matthew. I have to feel much like the Islander game yesterday where I took the Islanders as a dog. I have to figure Vegas has been the better team in this series. They just run into an extremely hot goalie in Khudobin. He's standing on his head. They just got to make life uncomfortable for him, get pucks to the net, get people in front of the net, and if they do that, they can get the win tonight. Maybe think about taking the puck line. You can get it minus 1.5 plus 160. Nick, enjoy your weekend. Best of luck to you. And guys, thanks in the chat for tuning in. And we'll see you guys next week.
See you guys. Good luck this week.